Hi guys, my name is Christine and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach. And today I'm talking about don't chase, don't beg, don't convince. So if you've been dumped recently or you've been rejected, the worst things that you could do is chase that person to beg for them to come back or to try to convince them that you're worthy of them. And the reason why doing those things is a really bad thing to do is because it shows low self-worth. Okay, it shows low self-respect. And what I would hope that you would want is you want that person to see you in a better light. You want them to respect you. You want them to love you. You want them to feel attraction for you again. And by chasing, by begging and trying to convince them to be with you is not showing attractive behavior. It's just not attractive. It's very insecure behavior. It's very needy behavior. And it's universally known that if you're a man watching this, then women like men with confidence. And confident men don't chase, they don't beg, and they don't try to convince the woman that they like that they're worthy of her. Because they already know inside that they are worthy of love, okay? That they are worthy of a woman that wants them, okay? So the best thing to do when you've been rejected and dumped is to take a step back. Okay, to not do anything. In fact, you can be extremely lazy, right? You don't have to do anything at all, because if you're the one that's been dumped, if you're the one that's been rejected, then obviously that person doesn't want you. Okay, you already know how they feel about you, because if they liked you and they still were attracted to you and they still loved you, then they would still be with you. And that's the truth. So you don't need to do anything. You've got your answer. They don't want to be with you. So the only thing that is left for you to do is nothing, because no amount of chasing, no amount of begging, no amount of convincing is going to change their mind. The only thing that might change their mind, that might put you in the best possible position to attract them back, is silence and to do nothing, to essentially do no contact and to follow the no contact rule. And what the no contact rule does is this: it reveals to you exactly how someone feels. Exactly. Because if they still like you, and if they still have attraction for you, and if they still want you in some shape or form, and they still love you, then they will come back. Once they realize that you're gone, they will come back because they will fear losing you. And if they don't have any feelings for you whatsoever, then you'll just never hear from them again. If they're completely over it, you'll never hear from them again and they'll be just done. Okay? And I want you to know that both of those situations are good because, well, if you do no contact and that person comes back, that's great because you can continue your connection with them. But if they don't, that's also good because then you know that that person really didn't love you, really didn't want you. And so you are now free to go and find someone that does. Now, of course, this is all easier said than done. Okay, it's tough to go through a situation like this because, if you've been rejected, if you've been dumped, it's going to knock your self-esteem. It's going to make you feel crappy about yourself. Okay? It's going to make you feel unworthy on some level. Okay? Which is fair enough, But I want you to know that it is possible for you to, just because it hasn't worked out with this person and this person has rejected you and this person has dumped you, doesn't mean that you can't find someone that will love you, that won't dump you, won't do those things to you. Okay? Now, it could be that you may need to correct some behavior because perhaps it was your fault in some way. Perhaps, let's say this was someone that you were dating and perhaps you came across too needy and too insecure and they found that unattractive and no longer wanted to date you because they don't want to date someone they're not attracted to anymore. Or it could be that if you was in a relationship and you got dumped, perhaps you did something like cheat. Perhaps you did something to disrespect the relationship and that's why they broke up with you, which is then fair enough. Okay, so maybe you can look back and correct some behavior that you may have performed so that you don't find yourself in this situation again, okay? Because that's the whole point of correcting your behavior if you've done things wrong in the past. So if you ever find yourself in that situation again, it won't happen the same way because you've corrected your behavior. So it's always a good idea to self-reflect. Yes, it could be that it was 99% their fault and that was the reason for the breakup. It was all to do with them. Maybe it was with the person that you were dating as well. It completely blindsided you. You had no idea why they dumped you or why they lost interest. And that's fair enough. Maybe that did happen, okay? But you can't correct their behavior. They have to correct their own behavior. And there's no point you telling them that they should do that, okay? The only thing that you can correct, the only thing that you have control over is yourself and how you move forward in the future, and if you're going to correct your own behavior, because no one's perfect. So we're always a work in progress, if you think of it like that. No one's perfect. So there's always going to be things that you can always improve upon, and that's just the way that we are as human beings. We're not perfect in that sense, okay? There are always things that we can work on, improve in our personalities, in the way that we present ourselves to the world. So that's the only thing that you've got. That's the only thing that you can work with. So you might as well figure out what those things are. Okay, so for example, if you were needy, if you were insecure, and you feel like that was what put them off you, then you need to work on your confidence. You need to work on your self-esteem. Okay, so that doesn't happen again, and you need to correct that behavior, because obviously it didn't work, did it? Right? If being insecure, if being needy, if chasing them, if begging them, if trying to convince them didn't work, then you need to try something else, okay, in the future. And it could be that with the thing that you can try now is no contact, by stopping chasing them, stop begging for them, stop talking to them altogether, and be completely lazy with this, and see how things pan out. Okay, because it might be that if you give them enough space, they'll come back. But if you do the opposite of that, and you're chasing them down, and you're begging, and you're trying to convince them, and you're writing them letters, and you're talking to their mother, trying to get her to talk to that, that person, or that, her daughter, or if you're a man watching this, if you're doing that, then you're not coming across as attractive. You're coming across as someone who can't let it go, right? Someone who's insecure, low self-esteem, doesn't have much confidence in themselves. Okay, doesn't have confidence that they can go alone, doesn't have confidence that they can find someone else, so much so that they're clinging on to someone who doesn't want them. Okay, someone who has self-respect, yes, it hurts when they get rejected, when they get dumped, but they know that they can find someone else in the future. They know on some level that they'll be okay. Yeah, it sucks, it hurts, they'll probably cry, be upset, but they're not going to try and be with someone that doesn't want them. They're not going to try and convince someone who doesn't want them to be with them. They're going to take that to heart, and they're going to move on with their life, because they know that they'll be okay, and they know that they'll find someone else eventually. Maybe even find someone even better. They have that hope. Okay, so that's what you've got to adopt as well. Okay, you just got to let it go, because anything opposite than that, anything other than doing the no contact rule, is going to make the situation worse. And if you want them to be more attracted to you, if you want a slither of hope of getting them back, you have to apply no contact. You have to give them time and space to miss you, because if you're always in their DMs, they're not going to miss you. Okay, so you have to give them that space to miss you, because if they do miss you, they'll come back. They'll test the waters in some way. You'll get a message from them. They'll send you a reel or a meme or something. They'll contact you in some way, in some shape or form. Maybe they'll send a scout. Maybe they'll send a friend, right, or something like that. But eventually, they will start to test the waters, start to talk to you again. Okay. But if not, you'll just never hear from them again. But either way, no contact and stop talking to them, stop chasing them, stop begging is the best thing for you to do. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to get in touch with me personally and you'd like coaching with me, then please go to www.christineloveridge.com and pick whichever coaching option works best for you at this current time. If you'd like to coach yourself though, because I know the economy is pretty bad right now, then you can go and read my book totally for free called Attracting the Beautiful Woman of Your Dreams. There's a section in there about breakups if you're going through that. And also this is a good book for women to read too. If you're trying to attract men, there are still some great tips in there to help you understand yourself better and the way that you want to be courted and dated. And you may even want to send this book to a guy that you really like, who you wish behaved more like this. Okay. So please go and read this book. You can go and read it at www.christineloveridge.com and then go to the menu on the website and click on the book. It'll take you straight there. You don't have to log in. You don't have to sign up for anything. It's just there for you to read completely for free on the website. There's no like weird, confusing landing page either where it says it's going to disappear within 24 hours. The only thing else that is on that page is a link to Amazon if you would like the physical copy or the Kindle version. The Kindle version is significantly cheaper. And if you do get the physical copy, it's got a nice discreet spine, so no one's going to know you've got a dating book on your shelf if that's something you're insecure about or worried about. But it's not necessary for you to buy it though, because you can just read it for free on the website, and everything in this version and in the Kindle version is what's on the website. It's just an additional way you can support me if you would like to. And if you like my coaching videos, and if you like the book, then I'd really appreciate it if you did get the Kindle version or the physical copy and just leave a nice review about me or about the book itself. So thank you so much for watching, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Bye.